Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Sanabul Lab Series Pro Boxing Gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Sanabul Lab Series Pro Boxing Gloves. They come in this all black colorway, are a Velcro closure only model, and you can get these anywhere between 10 and 16 ounces. I decided to get mine in 12 ounces because I use these primarily just for hitting the bags and doing mitt work. They're made of a synthetic leather outside casing with layered foam padding over the knuckle area. I'd say that the padding density on this is more on the medium to firm side, and I believe that the gloves are manufactured in Pakistan. Now, from a design standpoint, I would say the profile of the gloves, the sizing, from a width standpoint is about medium. They're not overly too large when it comes to the width, and they're not too narrow, but they're definitely a shorter cuffed glove. So for those of you that are wondering if you could use these gloves for both traditional boxing as well as like Muay Thai or kickboxing, I would say that these are really good for both because of the cuff length. So if you're somebody as a practitioner or you guys are in the sport of Muay Thai and there's a lot of clinching involved, I think that the short cuff would definitely be beneficial because you're able to get your hands around your opponent's neck and you give yourself a little bit more flexibility compared to a longer cuffed traditional classic boxing glove where you don't really get that same amount of flexibility when it comes to your wrist. So it definitely does have a shorter cuff to it. You'll notice that the synthetic leather on here, I feel that Sanabul is one of the best when it comes to synthetics. They do a really good job of replicating the touch, feel, and also durability of a genuine leather glove. I'd say that the tier of synthetic they use here is really good. Some of the best you'll see in terms of synthetics. Just like Rival has their microfiber, has a very nice thick feel. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like the entry-level stuff you find at the sporting goods store that's really thin and tacky feeling. This definitely feels like a very high grade and that it'll hold up, especially in inclement weather. If you live somewhere hot, like here in Arizona, or humid, if you're in one of the southern states where you have a lot of humidity, then I definitely think these will hold up pretty well. You'll notice that it does have a couple of the Sanabul logos on here. You have one that's actually embossed, imprinted into the synthetic that is in white, which is on this upper left corner around the pinky area of the glove. You have a couple of these lines that go across the back of the glove and kind of come up towards the thumb. Kind of gives it just a kind of a futuristic look to the glove. Clean, but not overly done. You don't have a lot of logos that are thrown up all over the gloves in a lot of different colors. You also have the Sanabul that is written on the Velcro strap vertically. This is a 3-inch Velcro strap, as well as more of that synthetic that has more of that patent leather shiny gloss look to it. So you have that going on the top and bottom edge of the Velcro strap with a matte synthetic that goes down the middle, and you rotate to this side and you can see how it kind of opens up on the wrist area. And another embossed Sanabul logo in white. So again, you have that matte, and then you have that patent shiny synthetic on the palm side, and you have a attached thumb that's synthetic as well. And then on the palm side, you can see that you do have ventilated holes on the thumb and more of that patent material right there. You have a really nice large grip bar that has a good firmness to it. And to open the Velcro strap, the inside has that smooth tricot liner, doesn't bunch up, and the label Sanabul 12 ounces right there. Piece of elastic that keeps the palm side together and connected, and I'd say about almost an inch of firm density foam padding on the back of the wrist with a softer foam padding that goes up against your skin. There's a difference in thickness of the padding on the thumb side padding. So you can see here you have maybe about almost a ½ inch of firm density foam padding on the thumb side that comes up, and you can see it actually kind of triangulates and ends right here. You have the tip of that foam. On the outer side, the foam on here is very thin, almost non-existent, and it would have been nice to have that same thickness, that almost ½ inch of thick foam on the side. But the reason they did that is because they combined this wrist section together with this Velcro strap. So in order for them to get a stiffer, more thicker foam pad right here to give you better wrist support, they would have to segment this cuff separately, or this Velcro strap separately, than this side of the glove, but because it's all one piece, it's definitely a thinner padding on this side of the wrist. And I feel that right there, this area right here lacks the support. It kind of comes up in this area, but again, it's very thin. And I feel like this right here, you can see how much it's wrinkling up. Is kind of a weak point with this glove. Quality-wise, the gloves are on point with weight, which was great to see. I put them on the scale, and they're both literally, I believe, at 12 ounces, and I want to say 11.9 ounces. So in terms of weight, they're precisely on weight, which is great to see, especially for a training glove. The material in here for synthetic is some of the best you'll see in terms of just thickness and durability. The stitching itself looks pretty clean. The only area I would say that I was concerned with the stitching with this glove was right here on this outside thumb. You can see just a little bit of the stitching kind of pulling out. But other than that, the symmetry of the stitching is done really well. The outside edges are done good. The material is tucked in very nicely. You can see some scuffing from using the gloves right there. That's just natural wear and tear. The weight is on point. So everything looks really clean, and the only other issue I felt is this midsection, how it's a little bit flimsy right down this middle, especially in this section right here. I feel like that's an issue in terms of the wrist support and it not feeling as supportive down the middle as it should. The Velcro on here definitely feels like it's not as grabby and as high quality as some others. It grabs on, but it almost feels a little bit loose. So like if you're going to use these over a long period of time, I could definitely foresee the Velcro strap on here losing some of its bite, if you want to call it. It just doesn't feel as bitey, if that's the right word, as some other Velcro. When you put it on, you can really feel that Velcro is hanging on. And you know, if you're like myself, a lot of people that are training in the gym, when they're done using their gloves, they'll end up throwing it into their duffel bag. And sometimes they have their shirts, their t-shirts, their gi, whatever they have, their gauze, their tape, their wraps, and sometimes the Velcro will get kind of caught on that, and that actually increases the wear of the Velcro strap. So I could definitely foresee this just wearing out more prematurely. So it would have been nice if they had a better quality, more grippier Velcro than the one they have on this particular glove. Comfort of the gloves is these gloves to me are very, very comfortable. Probably some of the best from Sanabul that I've felt so far. You can see again just how long or how short the cuff is on this glove, so it has a little bit more of a tapered look to it. The liner on the inside is very comfortable. The thumb positioning is perfect. Even when you make a fist, you can see that it does its job of the attached thumb not allowing the tip of the thumb to poke out. But the depth is perfect, and same thing with the actual positioning of my thumb. The piping here isn't too tight, even for a 12-ounce glove. I can imagine the 14 or even the 16 ounce definitely giving you more room. So if you have longer hands, or should I say longer fingers or bigger hands, it definitely would be accommodating to you. This has probably one of the deepest finger compartments I've used in a glove in general. The positioning of your knuckles is pretty much spot on. I'd almost venture to say almost overextended a little bit, but your knuckles right here lands right flat on that punch surface. So that's really nice, and you can see just how deep that finger compartment allows you to really roll. So when you're basically putting your hand out, the position of your hand is pretty much spot on. You're not raised up like that. You're in position to really land on those two front knuckles like how you should be. So the positioning is really good. I wish the wrist support, especially on this section of the glove, would be better. There's a secondary grip bar of piece of neoprene in the fingertip area, which is really nice. It acts like a secondary grip bar, very comfortable. And the width of the hand compartment is perfect. You don't feel like it's too wide and it's not too narrow. I feel like the spacing between my fingers is where it needs to be. Even with my hand wraps on, it feels really good. I said that the gloves are a little bit stiff when you first get them, so it's going to take time for these to break in. But the more you use these gloves, the more they'll definitely soften up and give you a really nice, comfortable feel. But overall, these are really comfortable. Just in general, I think it might be one of those learning, I wouldn't say learning curves, but something you have to get used to in terms of the finger compartment being as deep as it is. And it's really hard to describe, but once you get your hand in there, you'll probably say, oh wow, this is probably one of the deepest you'll ever feel. And you don't have to worry about, you know, punching with the incorrect technique, because this really helps you land on those two front knuckles. Protection and performance wise, I'd say that this glove is definitely more on the protective end, balanced to protective. I wouldn't say it's a puncher's glove. It's not a very soft foam, but you definitely can punch with a lot of confidence and knowing that this does a good job of absorbing shock. This would make for a really good sparring glove as well. Hitting the mitts, hitting the bag. To me, it's a really overall good training glove. And once this foam really starts to break in, then you'll get a little bit more of that feedback, because that layered foam will definitely start to soften up over a period of time. And then that's when you really get that nice sinking feeling with your knuckles with these gloves. Cost-wise, these gloves are $155 from the Sanabul website. I'd say that these are a little bit on the high end. To me, this is more of a $100 glove, max maybe $120. At $155, I just think there's so many gloves out there in that range that are made of full genuine leather. I'm still a big fan of genuine leather gloves, just the way they feel, look, and smell, and that texture of them. I wish there was more colorways as well as a lace-up version of this glove as well. I mean, they only have this in all black like you see here. So I wish there was more variety and a lace-up version of this. And the small little issues like the wrist support just being a little lacking, especially on this outside strap, can definitely be improved. There's so many other gloves, again, in that $155 price range that I feel that I'd rather have over these at that same price point. And not to say that this is a bad glove, I just think that from a pricing standpoint, these are maybe more or less around the $100 range. So as far as pros and cons goes, I say the first pro of this glove is going to be the quality for a synthetic glove. Probably some of the better synthetic gloves you'll find out there. Thick synthetic leather on here. The stitching overall is done very nicely. They're on point with weight, so if weight is a huge thing for you, you know, you don't have to worry about these being way overweight or way underweight. They came in exactly at 12 ounces. They have a really nice thumb position and a really deep finger compartment. So if you're looking for something that has a really nice deep finger compartment that's true to size, I definitely think these will be something good for you and something you'll enjoy. As far as cons with these gloves, first thing I would say is probably the price is a bit high for the type of glove you're getting. That wrist support can definitely be improved. I feel that that's kind of the weak point with this glove. Maybe sharpen up the stitching a little bit and offer more variety. Give people a lace-up alternative and other colorways other than this just all black colorway, and that would probably be the biggest opportunities I would see with this glove. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box on where you can find these Sanabul Lab Series Pro Boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.